All right, everyone. It's Friday, so it must be another edition of the Q&A with Alan and Marshall. I'm Marshall Atkinson.
I'm Alan Howe with Easy Way.
And look, we got new people here.
Better people. They make us
new.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got new to the show, not new to anything, right? So,
okay.
Alan, who is with us today?
Well, of course, we have the illustrious Ray Smith, application expert extraordinaire, and the best beard in the industry from Avient.
Yeah.
I pronounced that wrong again.
It doesn't matter.
Avient.
Yeah, Avient.
And then we have Beth Kerfes
right.
from Avient also. And we are so glad and excited for this episode. And thank you guys for taking time to be on our show.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
What was really fun was at ISS Long Beach.
At ISS.
Yeah.
Didn't we just talk about this?
Yeah, I was talking with Rob Coleman, and he goes, "Hey, Marshall, do you know about the sustainability ink that Wolflex just came out with?" I go, "No, Rob, tell me all about it." And he goes, "Well, I'll let them do it." And he sent me over there to your booth, and then I got what's going on? It's not live. We have an error.
Uh-oh. It says it's live.
No, it's live. We're live.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe we were live, maybe we weren't.
Here's how we know. You mentioned his name.
Who's that?
You mentioned his name 3 times, and now it's like Beetlejuice.
I was getting an error message that confused me. You know, I'm easily confused.
It's streaming just directly to Rob. That's it.
So anyway, hey, that's a little. See, Beth, nothing to fear. We all make a little weird things.
That's
so
great.
Anyway, so I got sent over to the booth by Rob. Thanks, Rob. And so I got the whole dog and pony show, and I go, you know what? You guys need to come on to the show, and we can talk about this new awesome thing. So, Beth, why don't you just introduce yourself and what you do, and then really talk about what we're talking, kind of lead us into what we're talking about today with the Revive Ink.
Awesome. Thank you. Yep. Again, I'm Beth Kerfes. I'm the product manager for Avient, and I manage the Wolflex and ASI portfolios. And we are here to talk about Wolflex Revive, which is a brand new technology that we did showcase at Impressions. And this is a bio-derived plastisol. Basically, it still contains PVC, but it's a plastisol, which contains over 50% of biorenewable content. And the portfolio at this time contains a cotton white and also a mixing base. And both of those products were showcased at the Impressions booth. And I do have a print here. But you can, if you were at Impressions.
Twinsies, I have the same.
There you go. There you go. Hey.
I didn't get one.
Alan didn't get one. Sorry, Alan.
I didn't know about this at Impressions because Rob Coleman hates me and does not tell me anything. So I didn't know about it until Marshall tells me the next week. I
don't believe that for a second.
Oh, I'm just Rob's dance monkey. He just pokes at me and makes fun of me online all the time.
So yeah, this is a plastisol, which contains over 50% of biorenewable content. So think plant-based. Nothing else like it on the market. Again, over 50%. And with the mixing base, this is used with PC, pigment concentrate, the Wolflex PC system. And we actually did the ASTM testing, and that's just the standard testing for bio content. And we did the testing on the white, on the base, and then on 2 Pantones. One's going to be the lowest percentage pigment load, and that's the 327C. And that's still with the base and the pigments added, that was still at 54% biorenewable content in that color. And then the highest pigment loading was 288C. And that one was also still over 50% biorenewable content in that color. So this is incredible stuff. Over 50%.
And why is that important, Beth? Should anybody care about that?
because that reduces our reliability on fossil fuels, which obviously won't last forever. And it's a renewable source. It's sustainable.
Yep.
Right. So
And you'll see many claims from other ink companies saying they've got this bio derived or whatever. And it's usually just a much smaller percentage. We are making sure that we're staying over 50%. That's our goal.
And we're getting it actually tested, and we talk about it.
right.
And I love this because at 50%, and like you said, it is reduce our consumption on fossil fuels, and not to flip over into that huge, sector of banning fossil fuels, but I think it's just a part of all of us as professionals of just being responsible when we can. And this is exciting for our industry. I am thrilled that, to me, this is the first building block from, an adult in the room, as Marshall likes to put. And this is exciting for our industry, I think.
Yeah, as soon as I heard about it, man, I dashed over there and I was like, I think this is really going to be great for the industry. And I think a lot of companies, especially if you're printing for people who are more sustainably minded, if they have some sort of triple bottom line thing on their webpage or whatever, you've got companies that are interested in looking for this stuff. And we have a lot of sustainable blanks, Almade and some others, whether it's organic cotton or it's from recycled fibers or whatever. But we really missed the mark with how we decorate it with a product that is actually engineered to be sustainable. So I think this is really going to be a landmark product that everybody can get into. And of course, this is the first foray into it with just the white and the base, and then of course you guys, I'm sure, are going to work on all the other stuff later and roll it out in future years. So
you bring up a good point, right? Getting into sustainability, because we do have water-based and non-PVC inks, but those water-based, flipping from plastisol to water-based is a completely different business. You have to, it's more than just what's in the screen. It's the emulsion. It's everything that goes into it. It's making sure it doesn't dry on the screen. So WillFlex Revive actually helps you become that much more sustainable without changing your current technology.
Well, think of it. If you're currently on the PC system now, you can right now just knock out, get 50% closer. To what you want, your goal is. And so right then you can knock out 50% just by changing the base.
And I think too, it's not just about the product, whether it be water-based, whether it be a discharge. And we like to use the term of water bases, but Ray, help me. I haven't seen a pure water base in the industry, especially in North America, in over 30 years. Everything's an HSA acrylic, which it does have some water in it, but we got to look, if we're going to be sustainable, we got to look at the whole carbon footprint. Right. Of everything, of both of it, and take a look at it and just be again, like I said, it's not being, I'm anti-fossil fuel, I'm for it. It's just about being responsible.
That's correct. And I don't think many people know that this is being brought down from corporate. Our corporate is amazing. Everything that we make from now on has to be moving away from going towards sustainability, moving away from too much energy use, different raw materials, trying to be more sustainable in all of our things. So all new development is going that way. That's our very first foray into that was low cure. We went to low cure in all our lines so we can use less energy in the So
hey, don't you guys have a movie or something?
We do.
Can we watch it?
Yes,
of course.
Is this the one?
Great idea.
Is this the one you have Leo DiCaprio?
All right. So please confirm for me that you can see the screen.
Oh yes.
And then let me know if you can hear it. Hopefully, I did it right.
Yes.
There you go.
Goosebumps.
My favorite part of that is the fact that he zoomed out of Ray's office.
Yeah, exactly.
We
The center of Avient Specialty Inks.
I love that video.
I love we put the special in specialty inks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, I just love it. I'm glad we showed it.
Yeah, well, thanks. I'm glad I can figure out the technology.
Did you
Yeah,
see in
great
the
job.
comments? Executive producer Beth Kerfes.
Yeah. So you guys are obviously excited about this. So if I'm a decorator sitting there going, golly gee, I want to use that, what should I do?
You should absolutely reach out to your preferred distributor, your local distributor, GSG, and start to have that discussion with them.
Willflex distributor. Yes.
Yeah, Willflex.
It's a Willflex brand.
Okay.
Hey, speaking of Willflex, who do we have in here with us today?
Yeah, we've got, good question. We've got a whole bunch of people. We should kind of like say hello. We usually do that.
And Beth,
We're so excited to talk to you
never
guys.
talked
We
about
forgot
that
about
there. No.
people, right? So let me get that going here. So Rob's here. Who's that Rob guy? Yeah.
Rob.
We don't know.
Canada, right? Good seeing you.
Oh, Chris.
Richard's here, Southeast Michigan. I got to meet Beth at dinner in Atlanta, and she brought along
right.
That other guy? Oh,
That guy. Wait, that guy.
Yeah.
Peter's here. Good morning from M&R. Good seeing
He's
you.
here.
Cindy's here from Texas. As
Hey,
usual.
Cindy.
Good seeing you, Cindy. Scrimshaw's here from New Bedford, Mass.
Shane, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Shane, will we see you at AC? I think.
Yeah, Glenn's here, and he says nothing. Ray, good to see you.
Hey, Glenn.
Nice to see you, Glenn.
John's here. Good seeing you. He didn't have a T-shirt either. It looks like.
Well, I think they're going to send it to me and Glenn, or me and John today, right? Or is there coming to us?
Teresa's
Teresa,
here.
my girl.
Or there's where
What
are
a team.
those origami ducks? What is that?
Those are ladies. Those are like ladies.
She's dancing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Dan's here. Good seeing Dan.
Hey,
Good
Dan.
morning.
Bruce is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Rob says, so if we use the software in the base in cotton white with the Wolflex pieces, we can safely say that the bio-derived portion is always over 50%, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And to go on to that point, the IMS software that Avient, our mixing software, with the Revive mixing base in there, we've done, Oscar's actually, he's another product manager. He's done an incredible job putting in the theoretical percentage because, again, we did test the white, the base, and those two PCs. So the theoretical bio content.
We'll edit that part out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That is going to be listed in the IMS software and on your label, which is such a great idea. So
You
anything
could
you pick, print out and put
So
your.
that's
it's a level estimated level.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome.
that's up on the software right now.
Yes.
It will be.
Yeah.
Yep. March 1st.
Oh, okay. Great.
Each color you mix, you'll see that the estimated.
Yeah, Cindy's for where the oil's drilled.
And Cindy, again, we're not trying to get rid of oil, but I think what happens is
You use it for other things.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. This ink is not going to put a dent in the oil.
No.
I would rather not at all. I would rather it be for fuel than for ink.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sean's here. Hey, Sean. Good seeing you, buddy.
Sean.
I think, Sean, here's your product because you do a lot of stuff with brands and stuff.
Yep.
Here's a product that I think you can really sell on sustainability, right? So this is a big deal.
Well, and I think some of them, for these printers out here, you do a marketing campaign and have an option where there is a sustainably made shirt, whether it be a hemp shirt, an all-made shirt, something like that, with a sustainable, where you can actually verify. And these inks have been verified by ASTM and who else you've had the verifications on it, that you can have over 50% renewable source. That's huge. That's a story. With the right story branding, you could market that, and that can bring you a whole big section of customers, I think.
And if your customer demographic is people that traditionally care for things like that, say, guys doing fraternity sorority stuff, they're always asking for water-based, or, they're always asking for things to make it a little more sustainable. Anything to do with that. There's so many different customers that actually lean toward, hey, if we can, we will, just give us a chance. And you mentioned earlier, of course, we signed an NDA with somebody that actually tested it for us, and they have a large customer already interested, ready to go. They want to convert all their stuff to this, so we're very happy.
But yeah, so basically, after we talked earlier this week, what he's talking about is I went to my sources to find out who tested it, and they have these under strict NDAs nobody could break, and it hurt me deeply after all these years.
We didn't even talk to Alan about it. That's crazy.
I know. Yeah, it's usually our first consideration, but we had to get past that.
So Rob says pure water base is super transparent, white grounds only, hence why most use HSA or hybrid.
100%.
Yep.
Glenn says yes to whatever we were talking about. And Richard says water wash-up inks are often promoted as friendly to the environment, but VOCs and what goes down the drain always bother me, not to mention, formaldehyde and all kinds of other weird stuff that could be in that ink.
Well, and then the bigger carbon footprint has to be on there, when there's longer dryers, flash time, stuff like that. If you're really going to be sustainable, then you've got to factor all that in.
Well, your energy consumption goes up because you're flashing more and you're double stroking, so you're using more product and all that. So,
not to say it's good, but it can always be better. And
it's not bad.
Everything we newly develop will be a step better.
100%.
Yeah.
And Cindy can see and hear our video. Thanks for letting us know. John loves the music.
I think that was sarcasm.
Raising hands wants to sell it.
Well, he does. He's a Wilflex dealer. So Sam works for a Wilflex dealer.
Shane says be an AC, so good. We'll see you there.
All right.
Carlos is here. Hey, buddy. Good seeing you.
Carlos, what do you think on this product? Is it something that you guys should be looking at? Carlos is with a big printer in Chicago.
Yep.
So he's my buddy. So
Scott's here.
He's over there. Yeah.
Well, and Scott, it's so funny, Scott. I was just talking to somebody before the show about your old company and all that.
And for those who don't know, Scott is also a technician with Avient.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Sean says most definitely he's interested. So there you go.
Good deal. Perfect.
Great.
You're converting customers already.
Right here, right now.
And being from Alpharetta, Georgia, he, where he's at, fairly close to Kennesaw. So
let me speak a little bit about the actual product. On press, you once you get going, you're not going to see any difference between this and plastisol. It stays open.
It is plastisol,
yeah. And you're going to be able to leave it overnight. You can do anything you want with it as far as how plastisol was created. There's a few things that have to be done. One, it's going to be a traditional cure. It's going to be 320 degrees for 1 minute in the oven. Secondly, we want to get the pallets hot. So usually warmer than normal. We like to get up to about
So if you're
140.
using a temp gun, you're like 100 degrees. What are you talking
140 to get it going, and then and the reason we're doing that is because it is a slow flash when it's cold, but it's once you get it to the higher temperatures and once you get the flash units running, you can get back to the 3-second flash. The actually flash temp that we mark or we set on the flash units around 280, where we used to put like 225 or 230 for our regular everyday inks, but it still gets down to 3 seconds.
Good.
So a little higher flash temp.
And everything else, the way it responds, the way, the mesh counts you use, 100% exactly the same. The squeegees you use, the angles, everything, it just responds like it is plastisol. So,
and the mesh counts were like we were discussing earlier, 6XX.
Yeah, 6XX.
Rob will appreciate
half the people don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. And you can use an 86 and print flash. Yeah, no.
Please use that. We'll sell more ink.
Exactly. Don't do that.
So Ray, I think what people might be worried about is kind of like it's a Coke, new Coke kind of thing, where it's just different, and whatever. So kind of like talk about that a little bit. You just like for some assurance here, like you should really try this and learn how to use it because you'll love it.
Well, I mean, embrace the differences because it's obviously we try to make it exactly the same. We did everything that we could to do that, but at some point you just got to say, okay, that's when my job is to create an application that will work. And so we get to a certain point where the chemistry can't go any further. And then John and I and Scott will create an application that will work with it. And then we'll say, hey, is that application acceptable? Sometimes we do create an application and we'll say, I don't think anybody in the world is going to do this. So we need to try something else. We need to figure it out. So I think we're well within what most people do. And sometimes even accidentally, people get too hot on the press anyway, or their ovens. But the main thing is like we want to make sure their ovens are mapped and set up right and actually reaching temperature because you want to cure it. But once you cure it, does have a slightly different feel. It's not as stiff as everyday plastisol. It has a little bit more of elasticity to it feel. It's a little smoother.
I feel your print.
Yeah, feel it.
All together.
Sorry, Alan.
Oh, sorry.
My shirt's in the mail. Right?
It's somewhere.
Oh, that was cold. That was harsh.
So I like it, and that was remember Beth when you handed me the shirt? The first thing I did was feel the print because
of course
because we're all like
that's us.
It's like Braille for print. It's like printer Braille where we got to feel it and what is it?
But Marshall he closes his eyes and
it says revive.
I can feel it.
So Rob's got a comment.
Just make sure it's not on a body.
Yeah.
When you do that.
So that'll just get you slapped. Right?
Yeah.
So, in my view, the vast majority of HSA water-based users are doing so due to PVC being in their customers' RSL. This Revive product opens up a lot of possibilities for printers to take their customer base for stepping towards sustainability initiatives.
Yeah, so these are addressing other people. Like the big brands, they don't want this version of the bio-plastisol. They don't want plastisol. Yeah. So I mean, as we develop new products, we're looking to go that direction. So right now, this is for new customers that otherwise, are fine with plastisol. They like it. They like the durability of it and the look and feel. But it's nice to be able to just kind of take that step towards sustainability.
Yeah.
Right.
With minimal to no additional training. I mean, again, this is a plastisol, and this, if you're familiar with Sprint White and Amazing Base, this is, I would say, extremely comparable. Those, were the benchmarks.
Right. And our buddy Lon's here. Good seeing you, bud.
Hey, Lon.
Have you tested this?
Lon, any comments? Or is he going to say NDA on
it? NDA.
And John,
that kind of answers the question.
Exposure here. He says it feels kind of like an HSA print if you hit it with a hothead. Nice hand feel. There you go.
Yeah.
Right
Thanks
there.
for commenting.
Thank you, John.
Now the lawyers are going to be after him, right?
Yeah. He doesn't care. He's been through worse.
We're good. So I think this is really great. So like y'all's goals for this is rolling it out, right, and getting more people to use it. So if we're contacting GSG or whoever you buy your ink from, right, what should, like, do people have it? Can I order it now? What do I need to say?
Yeah, so we have had the discussion with distribution, and they are building their inventory currently. We will be doing a Facebook Live on March 1st, which is where we officially launched to the market. But I absolutely recommend having the conversation with your distributor today.
I would say, if you want to try it, get your order in and then be patient. Don't think, oh, I need it by tomorrow. Just say, okay, let all our guys fill their pipeline to where they're able to stock it and then start. You don't want to get the first 2 orders and then need something right away and they can't fulfill that order. They want to make sure this fill in the pipeline, get your order in early, try it out. You like it, say, okay, well, here's what I'm gonna start using. And forecasts are by far the best thing. If you forecast what you think you're going to do and let your distributor bring it in, you're going to be golden. And we all are. It makes it easier for all of us, So.
Yeah.
And I think, the thing, just like any new thing, you have to learn how to use it. And I would do, print your normal stuff that you handle and then learn, because it requires you to do some slightly different things. Like you're talking about warming your platens up and the cure temperature on the dryer and all that. So just make sure that you got a good grasp of it before you start selling it, and that way you don't like step on your own feet.
Right.
I'm warming the platens, Ray. So what happens if they're not warm? If someone doesn't warm them enough?
They just you hear a little of a tack sound, and they might be slightly glossy. So if you're running it and it looks a little glossy, you said probably because the flash. You want to get that flash up. But when I was doing the testing at the large company, we just told them, just start warming up, and while they were lining up, you can hear that little slapping while they're just lining it up. And I told them that's why. But by the time they were ready to go and they got set up, they got okay, they ran the machine 2 or 3 times around while they're getting the shirts set up. It was ready to go. I mean, it's not difficult, just make sure your flashes are set a little higher and it'll bring that up.
Well, and that's good to know. I know sometimes with a product, I know when you guys first brought out Quick White and I was selling ink, I told people had asked me, well, how do I run this? I go, I'll tell you how to make it fail. Don't do this. And that would run it too slow.
Yeah.
Shear it quick. It's called Quick, and stuff like that. Here's how you make it fail. Don't do that.
Right.
And what about cleanup, Ray? Is it like normal plastisol, whatever product? I don't have to change anything for cleanup?
No.
Well, you have to go to Easy Solve 842, correct?
Wait a minute.
I'm allowed to do a shameless plug like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That'll work. I'll say it's not going to not work. So it's going to work.
We can do better than that. We'll work on the product placement, but that's okay.
Yeah. If it works on your current plastisol, Wilflex plastisol to work on this.
Hey, how sustainable is that there, Alan?
Pretty much, because here's why. You really want me to go into it? Well, the flash point's 140, so it becomes non-flammable as opposed to screen openers and stuff, which, by the way, Spray Away has decided not to make anymore. On there.
Don't get started about screen openers.
You're going to go 70% less.
I know. He just got into it the other week.
You're going to go 70% less than a standard hot solvent.
So if you're trying to move toward sustainability, it probably you want to look at every product in your place.
Just like you guys are. Is there still some still some plastics on it? Yes, but we're trying to be more sustainable, trying to be less. Same thing. I'm under no illusions from our products, and we'll tell you that this is not food. This is about being sustainable, using less, being a little bit more environmentally friendly, using very less, having better flash points and stuff.
It's just like going from a gas car to a hybrid, and then like you're getting toward it. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So Lon says John hung with us a while ago. Ransom, easy breezy. There you go.
Blew his NDA right there.
Nate says
The
excited.
Avient lawyers are calling him as we speak.
Nate's excited. Get Nate excited about something.
Yay!
Nate Leber, he's amazing.
He is.
And then, are you planning to make some specialty inks for this? Now, by the way, if you don't know Hurley here, he's the king of high density. So that's the first thing he's going to want.
Of silicone high density.
Yeah.
You know, we'll always be improving. We're always looking at new things. So
yeah, I mean, obviously we're not going to rest till we have a full line of each product we make. And so, but we thought we were excited enough about this where people can take that step and do most of their stuff. You know, obviously you can still print a special effect next to it or with it, you know. So, I mean, but we just want to knock out some of it, you know.
Well, and I think too, Ray, and you know, even if dealers are stocking this, most larger dealers have D4s, which DM4s, which are your color matching systems.
Right.
Like you said, if they're running PCs, and most of them are, for a smaller shop going, hey, I need a 186 red. Okay, you can get it in that. They put the base, they run PCs, bam, there's your product.
Right.
So this all comes down to a partnership with a strong dealership. So talk to your dealer.
Like who, Alan? You know any?
GSG?
But GSG would be the first. I don't know. What's right above my head right there?
Can you bring hey Marshall, can you bring that logo down a little bit?
I can't move it. Yeah. Well, I could just remove him totally from the thing.
There you go.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's perfect. He said.
Hold on.
Now look.
Oh, great.
Look how big my cranium is.
Well, because we were doing that because Marshall runs the controls, but I also have access to him.
Yeah. Because sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. Right. So.
Yeah.
Or forget. I'll go, hey, we got to pull this up. So yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
So if you guys are watching, throw in some questions. We've got the experts right here, right? So let us know what questions you have with this, or maybe any other questions for anything that Avient sells, right? Hey, did I pronounce that right? Avient?
Avient.
No.
It reads the same to me. Yeah,
it does.
So Chris says RB Digital is the closest Canadian supplier for me.
Okay.
I'm actually meeting with them about an hour after this meeting.
Yeah, with Zach.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah.
I like it. Man,
There we go.
I was just talking with them like a week ago. Right, I was on their podcast. So the light bulb turns above Alan's head. Yeah. So, all right. So
that's great, because my next question was, is this available outside the United States? So
currently we are launching it in US and Canada, in North America. And we do have product on the way to the UK. So again, reach out to your preferred distributor, your local distributor, and have that discussion with them.
Or GSG, because they can ship.
Or GSG, of course.
They can ship anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know anything about that.
Yeah. Again, call them. Call GSG.
Ray is being so political.
Don't call me.
He said, since the Avient lawyers are calling Lon right now, he goes, I don't need him calling me.
All right. So what do you if I'm using this product, what do you think the most common challenge is going to be? Just not heating the platens? That's about it, right?
That's the only thing I saw. And you'll see the immediate problem. I mean, not a problem, but you'll see it's like a nuisance more than anything, you know, like a little bit of a sticking when when even though it's gelled, it has this tackiness to it, you know. Right. But once you get to a certain heat, it's going to be fine, just like everything. It's just an annoyance. It's not like it's hurts, you know. But by just looking at the product itself, when it cures, if it seems a little glossy to you, that probably means you need a better flash or a more heat on your palettes. And after that, it was fine. We did most of that for aesthetics, so we want to make the aesthetic look well and look good.
Good. So Rob's not
Oh,
fitting any
oh,
love.
NASDAQ carries it too.
Yeah.
Of course.
NASDAQ can sponsor our show, but GSG is our sponsor.
GSGs are sponsored. There's a cost to the love, Rob. So let's talk if you
There's
want.
a cost.
There is a cost to the love.
What are they? I think that's illegal. Okay.
Not in this space. It's not.
Oh, an absolute.
highly valuable. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
for sale.
Absolutely.
So Beth, y'all's go-to strategy here. You're going to have a live announcement in March 1st, right? And then
In what
will
time
we
on
see
March
this later
1st?
in the year at trade shows and stuff, where it's actually running and people can look at stuff? What do you think?
Yeah, great question. So we're working with M&R for the Atlantic City show, and we're lining up to have Revive on one of their presses, and we're
Awesome.
working with them to supply their inks for their Atlantic City show.
Good. Hey, Peter's watching, so Peter, let's get that going, okay?
Yeah, let us know, Peter. So Marshall and I will both be there.
Yes, you'll
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Good,
I'm
good, good.
looking forward to that show.
I'm gonna
I
have to get a
think it's
shirt.
going to be good. You know, I've talked to dozens of shops that are going to be at that show, right?
Right.
And so I think it's going to be Atlantic City's the next one. We've got Irving in Texas 2 weeks from now, and then of course Atlantic City is what is that, the 21st to the 23rd? So that's at the end of March, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
This is gonna sound so lame, but that's Atlantic City was my favorite show of the year. I just love that show. I love the people that go there. I love that whole area.
Casino action, right?
Casinos.
Yeah.
Is that why?
It's like
No.
the
Italian.
mafia place, right?
No.
So, you know,
Is it the Italian food, Beth? Is that what you like?
That
Maybe.
Italian restaurant bar that's
Angelo's.
across the street. Yeah.
That's right.
what's
Fantastic.
the sandwich place that Rick Ross always
White House.
What is it?
The White House,
White House, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not White Castle.
not White Castle. There's
Yeah.
also some of the best ribs I've had, and I've had great Italian food at the Atlantic City Bar and Grill, right across the street from the Courtyard Marriott. Pretty incredible.
Great.
Of course.
So Rob says, gets it. We all have our price. The non-sponsor company will be an AC as well. There you go.
We love the non-sponsor company too. You know. We can talk about that price if you'd like, Rob. So let me know. No, I'm kidding.
You don't have to always be non-sponsor.
That's right.
Right. Well, here's a question. So Shane says, where this fall in the price point of conventional Avient, I still mess it up, white plastisol.
Avians, yes.
Avient.
That's a great question. I will tell you that it's just slightly priced over, let's say Sprint White or Amazing Base, but that information is soon to come, and I would again recommend you discussing the price with your distributor.
Yeah, because we give our distributors a suggested retail price, and they take it from there. So they'll give discounts to their customers, and so to give you an exact price is a little bit off, but it is,
it's not going to be priced like Sprint or Amazing. I mean, this is a new technology, and the pieces going into this, are significant.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing is, if you look at what you're paying for production, your ink is a little tiny fraction of that. It's your labor and all the other stuff that's where you're spending your money. So
Rob's got a comment.
I saw that.
the base and wire about 20% higher. So if you put 10 cents of ink down, it'll be 12 cents. There you go.
Well,
And well worth it.
100%. I want to remind people too, you can always buy a cheaper ink somewhere, but now the question is how quickly it's growing, how often you're going to stop, how often you have to stop and wipe the bottom of the screen. It's not about how much it costs per gallon. What is your ink yields? What is your ROI on it? And that's where, I've always said the two highest priced inks were Rutland and Wilflex. And why were they also the most highest price? But why were they also the number one and number two? They'd go back and forth on it because they ran the fastest without stopping. And it's all about shirts per hour.
Yeah, the highest price ink is untrained employees.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So like, I think that the challenge here for a lot of people is just looking at this and they look at it's more expensive, but I want you to think about this. So think about the difference between how a chef will make, let's say, brownies and how good that's going to taste versus using a box from the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when you use better ingredients, sometimes you get a better result.
When you mentioned your biggest expense is untrained employees, that falls right in line with this being the same technology. This is a plastisol,
Yep.
Little to no training, heat up the pallets.
Yep. Agreed. Low quality products are never worth the savings. That's right.
100%. So Ray, we talked, we laughed about the mesh counts and stuff of 6XX. What are the mesh counts? Can they run these at, and how low?
You'll see the ink. The ring, it runs wonderfully. We've gone through 305 meshes. We can do, like you do your general regular prints. I guess on average, you'll have a 110 or a 125 S, white down, and then a 160 white. It is a second white. And then you'd be like 230 on all the colors is normal printing. But if you need to, you can push those meshes up. So, we easily, the colors can easily go through 305. I think the white can too. The white as a highlight through a 305 mesh can do fine. Yeah.
Well, it should be able to as a cotton white.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it didn't.
It's very creamy. It's very nice.
And like regular white, if it's cold, you should be stirring your ink before you put in your screen and all that, right?
Yeah. It shears very similar to any Wilflex product.
Wonderful. And it's still a high shear, so always make sure you have sharp squeegee and not too much pressure. Plastisol to be sheared, not pushed.
Yeah. Rob said great points on cost. Don't look at this as increased cost. Look at it as a higher selling item for you. You can make more profit on this technology.
100%.
Exactly. Yes.
Good.
Rob, did you come up with that, or did somebody give you that? Oh, no, I'm kidding.
It's for being here, Rob.
Oh, man.
No, Rob and I go back and forth like this. He will post stuff online. And someone goes, "Oh, wow, that was harsh." He goes, "I'm just poking Alan." So, great friends, been doing this, known each other for years. So, I love Rob. So,
well, I wouldn't mind talking about also Avient and why Avient, finds this important as well, because this is important for the industry, but it's also incredibly important to Avient.
Sorry, that's not in our script. No, go ahead. Beth has been nervous about doing this, so we're having fun. No, go ahead.
So on our website, if you go to Avient's website and you search sustainability or you Google Avient sustainability, there is a whole page that just has everything about Avient and their sustainability, obviously. It'll have our goals and our progress, environmental health and safety.
Look at there.
Our certifications, the EcoVadis Gold, ZDHC3. I struggle with that every time, which, by the way, that level 3 requires an on-site assessment, which we're just nailing it.
Cool.
So also, this includes how Avient's products help customers meet their sustainability goals, which Avient has 8 total pillars around sustainability, those sustainability goals, and 3 of which pertain to our inks. And that's going to be the reduced energy use. We talked about that earlier, and the low cure inks. Ray touched base on that. The eco-conscious, which is the non-PVC products, and now the biopolymers, and that's Revive. And we were able to take bio-based materials that perform at a level comparable to, conventional polymers. And that's why we have little to no change. You're still using a plastisol that's over 50% of biorenewable content.
I love
this. Is great. And I love the fact that you're doing reporting, you're showing your metrics, you're not just greenwashing.
Yeah,
it's
great. All there.
And if you're a shop that's interested in sustainability, I would highly recommend you look at getting the Sustainable Green Printing Partnership sustainability certification. I've gotten 2 shops certified with that. And And let me tell you what a giant offensive weapon that is for your sales.
Yep.
And you're a certified sustainable printer. And so if you have clients that are really interested in that, it becomes a really great way to land that client because you're walking the walk and you can prove it. And because this is a third party auditor that comes out and snoops around your shop and has to give you the green light to get the certification. So it isn't just like, hey, we do these 3 things and we recycle our water bottles. It's like a big deal, right? So,
Yeah.
And you can go to sgppartnership.org and look at that. And it used to be SGI. I keep calling it SGIA. Printing United is a big backer of that. And it used to be run by Marcy Kenter, but I think forgot the dude's name.
Ray Weiss.
No, it's the guy that does all their government stuff now.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Anyway, I'll think of it later. So anyway, look at that, and it's a great thing to do. And if you need help with that, I've done that a lot, and I certainly can help you with it. So.
Well, one thing, you're showing all this. I mean, it's not just what we're offering and bringing out to our customers. It's what we're doing with ourselves inside. I mean, I've seen a change here. I see the plant all the time. All the changes we made inside to be more sustainable is amazing. Recycling our water and the way we get rid of plastisol or extra plastics and things like that. We're being more conscious of where it's going and how it's going and what's happening to it. So we're taking all the steps ourselves inside of our plants everywhere to be just a little bit better than we were before. And it's baby steps, but you keep going. Well, eventually you're going to be there. We want to be zero, we want to be at zero.
Keep going. It's Gary Jones. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. I love that people know the answer, right? And there you go. Avient.
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 Arthur Fonzarelli in quotes. That's very good. Only John.
Yeah, and Glenn's going to the DAC show. Good seeing you, Glenn.
Good seeing you, Glenn.
Have a good time, Glenn.
Rob says anyone with a boat or in a bathtub can whip up a slurry of plastisol. This type of direction is in Avient's DNA.
100% Avient.
Oh my God.
I still can't do it.
These impossible words.
Avient.
Hey, Marshall, you just need the whole show just saying Avient different ways.
Yeah.
I'll be on too.
Yeah. All right. So
how'd you used to say our name before we changed it? Did you say Polioni?
Yeah,
Polioni. It was always Flexible Products. I refuse to say Polioni.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, man. So what's next for you guys? You guys go traveling? You're gonna be at the shows? What are y'all doing?
Well, my job's on the road, so I'll be gone the next few weeks. And a lot of the things I'm doing now, besides doing betas, and we're still doing a lot of betas, I'm doing a lot of conversion to low cure, to water base. So are my guys, John and Scott. They do a lot of things on the beta side, but into the digital and everything else. So these guys are going to be really busy, and we want to keep them busy because that means something good is happening. We're either converting or we're coming out with a new product.
Can I ask about the digital side, the hybrid side?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a possibility of a plastisol that can come out on the digital side for hybrids and stuff?
Not right now. I mean, what it's asking for is kind of difficult, and we're looking into different things, but mainly we're concentrating still on the water base, trying to make the water base a little easier to use and simpler and quicker. And I think we'll have something soon that's really a nice product. So we're really diving into the little details on everything. Yeah, we obviously have that in our list. I mean, that's one of the things. That was one of my wish lists. It's just that right now it'd take a little bit more than just whipping something together. It's going to take some really hard study to make that work.
Right.
Well,
we all have smart people. I'm sure.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Well,
look what we did.
Well, you and Beth should be able to handle it, and then you got John and Scott, and there we go.
You said smart people. They're upstairs with lab coats on. You know?
True.
They are.
Yeah.
And and speaking of John, I am totally digging his Facebook. Look at all these old presses. And
Love
all
it.
Old stuff.
The traveling screen printer.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
just
Well,
fantastic.
in the catalogs and stuff. And John, I have an old J Products one. I need to send it to you. Man, this is just taking me all back.
Yeah, I remember when he was over at Charlie's Tallbleeds and he said, "Charlie's giving me all this stuff."
All the
it's like he
archives.
was so excited.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah,
He should go through Michigan and go through Richard's attic.
Unreal.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah.
Richard's storage area. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, incredible.
I think they're talking about and showing each other stuff. So yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Right. Rob says, I have a Wilflex user's manual from 1984-ish. I showed Richard.
Wow.
There you go.
And it
So
actually says,
it was a full size one, I guess.
yeah. And it probably says the way to thin it. Yeah, I saw it at Joe Clark's funeral. And the thinner for plastisol back then was mineral spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were we thinking? And what did it just shows we don't know what we know and things moved on.
Yeah.
And all the told stuff.
All the old stuff my way. Cool deal.
Yeah, we got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got it.
So, all right. Well, cool. Well, hey, we got some things that because we were so excited this, we forgot to talk about. So let's rectify that real quick.
Hey,
So,
are you supposed to do a GSG commercial too?
We are.
So
Okay.
so make sure you go to gogsg.com and then you can get into their Pulse, which is their catalog, and you can see all kinds of stuff, including Wilflex products. Here's their Arrival Sports for Athletics, and there's all types of really great stuff in here that would be really helpful for your shop. And look at this Easy Way stuff, and please order it from them, and that would be great. And also, I want to mention Atlantic City is coming around the corner.
Yep.
And look, Alan's got a new headshot.
Finally.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
He actually looks happy.
Yeah.
So, Alan, talk about your class real quick in case nobody's been paying attention for the last 3 weeks.
Nobody has been paying attention. I can tell you that. It's intro to auto reclaim. You know what? At any shop, if you're not looking at automating in some ways, I'll first put a plug for a article I wrote for Screen Print Magazine called Automation, Small Market Automation for small shops and for screen printing. Take a look at that. But this is intro to auto reclaiming. It seems to be all the rage, whether it's a Blue Water, an M&R, a Lotus Holland, whoever. But you know what? There's some things to know because in our mind, we think for automatics of everything, we put something in, we push a button, the George Jetson music starts playing, and bing, the best print comes out. In an auto reclaim, we put the worst screen known to man. It's a 6XX from 1982 with staple tape and 8 tons of leaded Wilflex ink. It had lead in it of SSV or MCVFF, in it from 1982. We put it in, the George Jetson music starts, and bing, a brand new roller frame comes out at 50 newtons. Mm-hmm. When in reality, there are things about every machine that you need to know. There are things to look at in your own shop if you're ready for automation. What you need to do. There are some processes before it that you need to know. And we go over this. I do it in a very non-selling way.
He does.
Marshall, I did have the privilege, and it doesn't make me nervous to have Marshall or Ellie Van Holzer sitting in the front row at one of my seminars at all. Or Richard Greaves, who's had a tendency to wander in.
Yeah, and you're going to send me your presentation, right?
I am going to, yes. And he's going to make it look prettier for me. But this is also not just on full automation. There are options for smaller shops.
Yeah.
And it's just
a good class. I recommend it. If
I'm very excited about
where you are in your process, you should learn this stuff to help you make better decisions.
Yep.
In your shop about how to really drop some cost in your screen room and do things better and faster with a little more craftsmanship. So,
and I worked real hard to not be biased on one machine over another. I did mention with all of them, service is key after the sale, which is like anything. And Marshall, I wanted so bad, I almost bit my tongue off because there is a company out there who I have 2 documented cases where they've refused to sell parts to someone on a machine because they did not buy chemistry from them. And I didn't say it publicly, but I did have people come up and ask me later, and I will tell you who that is. And it's just awful. I'm not going
to say it publicly here.
I'm not going to do it here, but it's just wrong. And I usually don't get that mad unless it's about screen opener. Right. So I'm very excited to be able to do this in Atlantic City. Yeah. And it still goes to automation. It goes to labor. It goes to sustainability, because there are ways to watch your chemical costs and use less.
Right. And that's good. And then I'm also teaching, and I'm teaching my Midjourney power user class.
Nice.
It's all about using AI, and I've helped Ray with some stuff, and it's a fantastic tool that your art department needs to be using. And I'm showing you how to create Midjourney images really quickly. I typically create probably about 60 to 70 images in a minute. And from there, I pull out the best ones and modify them and get some stuff. And then no time at all, I've got something that really looks great. I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So sign up. Both of these classes are on Thursday, right? And I'll be in Alan's class, front row, just to heckle him. And you probably won't
animal noises. It's very distracting.
Back to his booth, right? But I don't have that problem because I don't have a booth. And then also I want to throw out that this weekend, right here in Phoenix, is the DTF Expo. I'll be going to that here in about an hour. As soon as I eat lunch, I'm heading that way. And so it's going to be a really great thing. And then I'm teaching a Midjourney class tomorrow on Saturday about how to do DTF using Midjourney, right? And so I'd love to see you there. And then the last announcement, I forgot to pull this up, so let me do it real quick.
Well, while you're doing that, I know at DTF Expo, GSG is going to be there. I believe it's booth number 56 I saw.
Oh.
So give our sponsor a plug.
Yeah. Well, why is it spinning? All right.
Well, I know you're probably going to talk about Shirt Lab, correct?
I wanted to, and I got the thing pulled up, and it's not. Something's going on here.
Well, Shirt Lab's going to be in Austin, Texas this year. I know
Austin, Texas. The site just went live. I was going to show that, and I'm having some technical problems. So that's shirtlablive.com. And this year we're focusing on automation. And so we've got the best people showing you how to do your automating your lead generation, your sales strategy, order entry, inventory management, and production KPI tracking. This means this stuff happens without people doing it. Okay. So if you want to learn how to do that, just go to shirtlablive.com. We'll sell you a ticket. Our events usually sell out. This is our 9th live event, and something just happened here.
Yeah, Marshall, there we are. We got to go back.
So I don't know what's going on. I mean, we're on some internet issues, but anyway, did I freeze up?
You did.
No. We're good now.
Yeah.
Well,
so anyway,
the computer. Marshall gets scared.
Here you go. Here's the site. Yeah. It finally loaded. So it's a lot of great stuff. And then I would really love to just give a shout out to our sponsors. So here's our sponsors for the event. These guys are awesome, and they make everything happen. So really appreciate you guys.
Did you see down there in the third row who's a sponsor? It's incredible.
Right here, Easy Way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Part of my show, I get to do stuff like this, guys. So.
Yeah. So anyway, we'd love to see you guys there. It's going to be a great event, and we're also doing one in Nashville in August, all about art. And that's going to be art workflow, simulated process separations, and guess what? Bromance using Midjourney. So, it's going to be all good.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's a pleasure talking to you guys, man.
Great.
It's fantastic. It's always good.
This is exciting. Hats off to you guys and your whole team at Avient. Man, I am so excited for our industry to take this step.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be great. So thank you so much.
Let
Let us know if
Thank you for joining.
when you guys, as things get going and improve, let's have you back on. Let us know what's going on with it. Keep in touch with us. So,
Oh,
Of course.
sure.
Of course.
Rob's giving me a lead. Look up Megan at the Expo. We can squeeze some marketing money from her. I'm
all right.
writing that down right now. Megan.
All about the love with marketing money.
That's right.
It's not his to give, but he's going to give it away for someone else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So anyway, so we're out of time. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you guys next week.
And Marshall,
Huge shout out to Beth and Ray. You guys are awesome. Appreciate
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thanks for
And
having us.
It was really easy, right? I mean,
It was. I'm a nervous Nelly.
is this your first live podcast?
Yes,
Your first podcast ever?
ever.
You did
Ever.
great.
Thanks.
Yes, it is.
yeah,
Thanks.
it's ours too.
And her pups didn't jump on her or anything. Usually a pup would jump on her
Oh,
during our
dog.
regular meetings.
Yeah.
Behind me.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Yeah,
Ray,
that-
that
that
don't go
kid
anywhere.
come
We
across
got
into
to
our-
jump off. So
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Good to
thanks,
see you.
everyone.
We'll see you
Don't
guys.
go away. We'll talk to you after the show. So hang on.
Bye bye.